help but getting swept up in that yesterday. It was amazing. Kevin Hughes was actually at the Staples Centre yesterday. Kevin, how was it? Did you enjoy the show?
Yeah, very much so. I feel incredibly privileged and really honoured, actually, to have been one of the few Brits that managed to get a ticket. I was on air on Capital FM at the weekend in London, thought, I need to be part of this. Been a fan since the age of 4. Didn't have a ticket, got one Monday afternoon and sat in that magnificent Staples Centre today and saw a tremendous tribute, a real class show. I really have to congratulate all the people that managed to put that show on. It was just pure class. Can't think of another phrase to use. Except it wasn't really a show as much as a memorial. So did it hit the right tone for you? Yeah, I think they got the balance right. The right performers sang the right songs, some poignant songs. The right people spoke about Michael Jackson. I mean, I thought it was magnificent that we were all there to pay our respects, and it was an incredibly emotional experience. It made the etch on my face that I was sobbing for a lot of it. It was truly emotional, but what a range of people. Berry Gordy, Smokey Robinson, saying some amazing words about Michael Jackson. They just got it right today. Yes, it was interesting to put him into kind of a historical perspective, music-wise and socially as well. I mean, obviously, his importance to so many people became very, very clear to the world yesterday. Jermaine Jackson, obviously fantastic, but what about at the end with Paris? It was almost unbearable to watch, wasn't it? I almost wish she hadn't taken the mic, Kevin. Yeah, it was so incredible to witness that today. But do you know what? I really feel as a fan, as someone that was sitting in that auditorium, that moment needed to happen in a way, to remind the world that Michael Jackson, yeah, was an icon, a great entertainer, was the ultimate showman, but he was also a father of 3 young children. And possibly the press, in my opinion, the media has ignored that for a long time, and certainly in the last week. And we have to, it hit home, seeing Paris crying on stage, that, yeah, 3 children have lost their father. It was incredibly poignant, and she was incredibly brave. I mean, I suppose today isn't the day, and yesterday certainly wasn't the day, but there were mixed reports of the behaviour of Michael Jackson over the years, and goodness knows there was a public lashing of this man at times. Was there an undercurrent of that for you at all? Were you worried about that at all? Did you feel it at all in the Staples Centre? Certainly didn't feel that at all in the Staples Centre. I guess there were a lot of people from the media outside the Staples Centre who could have obviously documented that, commented on that. But today wasn't the day for that. Today was about celebrating a life. It was about talking about his incredible humanitarian efforts, something which I believe the media has ignored for a long time, actually, certainly in the last 10 years. It was a day to just celebrate an amazing contribution, and the performances and the oratory on display at the Staples Centre captured that, and I just think they got it spot on.
First, though, more on yesterday's memorial concert for Michael Jackson. In just a moment, we'll be going live to LA to talk to one British fan who was there. But first, a reminder of what he and more than, would you believe, 1 billion people around the world witnessed.
Hallelujah, we're born to see the King, and I'll be there.
I love you, Michael, and I'll miss you.
To protect you.
Lift up our hearts to be thankful and glad.
You will live in my heart forever. I love you.
My destiny.
We need to look up where he is undoubtedly perched.
If you just smile.
Thank you very much. I love you, Michael Jackson.
Well, there we are. British fan Kevin Hughes was in the audience yesterday, and he's with us now from Los Angeles. As a fan, did you think it was a fitting tribute?
Yeah, I did actually. I thought it was an incredible send-off. Emotional, truly emotional roller coaster, but a perfect, fitting tribute for a man who was a perfectionist, the ultimate showman, who knew how to own the stage. And I just thought as well that the organisers and the producers got the right balance. It was poignant and also celebratory. Great oratory, amazing speeches, the best performances, best performers singing the right songs. I just think they got it right, considering they only had 3 days to organise it.
And we saw in amongst all of those stars one little boy from Britain's Got Talent who really did do incredibly well.
Yeah, I left the Staples Centre after seeing Shaheen perform after his amazing introduction from Smokey Robinson, and so many of the American media and American fans were coming up to me saying, who is that young guy? Who is that kid from Britain? And what an incredible performance from Shaheen, only 12 years old, and getting up and giving that incredible vocal and making us all think back to the original Michael Jackson vocal and classic recording. But he did us proud. He did an amazing job.
He certainly did. Kevin, there was one thing, his daughter actually spoke. I'm not sure whether that was on the plan for her to speak. It was very moving, obviously, but she was clearly distraught. And I have to say, watching that, I felt uncomfortable. What was it like being there, though?
That was the moment in the centre. I mean, I, Lorraine, was blubbering like a baby throughout the whole thing. I've no problem confessing to that. But that was the moment where I think even the most cynical of fans or media representatives, whoever was in that centre, that was the moment where they cracked. That was the moment where it finally hit home. Michael Jackson was not only an icon and a man of showbiz, but he was ultimately a father of 3 children. And those children have lost their father. And yes, it was unplanned, but I think it was poignant and fitting that and Paris wanted to speak, that she did deliver that amazing eulogy to her father. And obviously I'm sure that's the picture and the story that's going around the world. But yeah, it was very hard to witness that.
Very, very difficult, especially as he protected them so much. You know, he kept them away from the public eye with the masks and the veils and kept them away from that. But it seemed that she wanted to say it. You know, she wanted to say that about her dad. But personally, I was a bit uneasy about it, I have to say. Do you think now that there needs to be some sort of permanent tribute to him? Or what? Because, you know, you're a fan. What do the fans want to do to pay their respects?
There are so many things I think could happen. I mean, I was on the radio at the weekend on Capital FM in London, and our listeners are telling us that they want something to happen at the O2. After this show tonight, I spoke to Randy Phillips from AEG, the concert promoters. He wants to put on at least one show of the production that Michael was rehearsing and preparing in London. I think Neverland will become the new Graceland, and maybe Michael's body will be moved there. But ultimately, I think it's all about the legacy of Michael Jackson, and the songs will live on for a number of years. And what's great as well, there are hundreds of unreleased tracks and DVD live footage that will ultimately come out, which means we'll never forget Michael Jackson. OK,
Kevin, thank you very much indeed. And fans can make their tributes and see more information, of course, on the website. Thank you very much, Kevin.